What is up? What is up? What is up? We're sorry I'm running late. We had little dilemmas. We had some issues. I had some stuff happen yesterday that had affected me today. So we're back. Hello. What's up, JR? Thank you for waiting. Man, I don't know where to begin. We had some dilemmas. I had a rough day yesterday. And actually, I worked way more hours, or way longer and harder than I had in a minute. It took all my energy, but the issue I had yesterday is my son had, I guess, so it was Tuesday? Yeah, Monday afternoon, Monday night, he started showing little signs of hives, like breaking out. And then when he got home from school yesterday, he has a bunch of hives on him. So I have to take him to today I'm taking him at 11 to the clinic. But what do you call it? I gave him some Benadryl and he fell asleep. He fell asleep early, but I got home late. I was like, I got home like 2 hours late before, like 2 hours, and usually when I'm supposed to get home, and I was just beat up, and a lot of stuff I wanted to do, just kind of hang out, just spend time with the family because my son, and then he just he woke up this morning at no, he woke up at like he went to bed from like 5 to 9. I mean we got in bed like from 6 to 9. He was asleep. He woke up, and then we fed him, and then I fell asleep with him from like 9 till like 2 in the morning. I woke up and I was like, nah, I can't go back. I can't stay up like this. So I watched X-Men 97 since it just aired. Then went to bed. But he's there. He's in the living room, just relaxing. He's doing fine. But he has like just little things here. So without any precaution or anything, going to take him to the clinic. But that's just because that's how he's doing. Well, that being said, I did get myself a to-do list yesterday and for yesterday and today. And we're gonna get that going pretty soon. I can only do a few. I was debating. I woke up at like 7:52 and I was just burnt out. And I was like, all right, I got to do the show. So as I'm working to doing the show, because today a lot of my stuff doesn't start till 2:30. So I have some time to like figure everything out, work all like the linking stuff up for the podcast is all I'm doing today. And then what do you call it? I'm getting ready for a convention this weekend, so I got to get ready to do some promotion and some business cards. But also, what I did yesterday is I started applying for jobs because that was the whole point of this whole thing. But I did switch the name because I was thinking to myself yesterday, let me at least get to day 21. Like I know I can do that. That's nothing. But to keep this going beyond day 21, I can see it's gonna be. I gotta have it kind of already planned out. But I didn't want to call it. I didn't want to be going streaming until I get a job, and then I'm not focusing on the job itself. So there are times I would like to take a break, but I'm going to keep going. But I've been applying for some jobs, so I've been cleaning up my resume for those jobs. There are a lot of I'm applying wherever it's going to take me that's in the field, right? So I've had to apply for what do you call it? Going back to where I started, like broadcasting into like TV and radio, and it's not radio, but like TV, and the news is hiring. I'm going somewhere. Oh my! Also, this is the issue I've had. I just got yesterday. I had an issue with my foot with plantar fasciitis, but yesterday my hip started really acting up, and I moved 55 pound cases of wine every day, a lot. So my body's trying to tell me it doesn't want to do this anymore. So it's slowly like telling me and painfully telling me we need to stop. So I'm looking for other things. That was another thing when I came home yesterday. I had to heal, and you have to rest up. So as I was saying, I was just marking what jobs. I have them right here. If you want to go check them out, let's check them out real quick. I don't know if it'll share the. Oh no, it'll share this screen. So watch. Look at this. I found this job. Let's see where are we at. Careers. Yeah. So I'm gonna apply for this one today. So because some of these, like I'm going through Indeed, which is I'm still very look at that. Work for Fox. Work with Michael Strahan right there. Chef Ramsay. I hate it. You're pathetic. You come back tomorrow. Digital creative producer. Overview of the company, Fox TV stations, KTBC, Fox 7. Oh, they changed it. But here, look, they're looking for a digital creative producer, which I'm doing now. I'm creating digital content, very baseline, but that's what we're doing. To join Fox 7's in-house creative team, work alongside our creative director, managers, account executives, editors, designers, and digital content creators. Conceptualize, write, shoot, and edit compelling promotional and commercial spots and local content for broadcast and digital. You'll be writing, shooting, and editing commercials, original streaming, programming, and promotional spots, and other creative spots. The position plays a vital role in the success of our station. Probably going to play at the bottom, too. All right. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're getting ourselves into. We're learning about the job market. We're learning about what we're going to look forward to. So I saw this one. That's why I basically was just kind of looking at the jobs, and I was like, because with Indeed, you just got to keep applying. Other ones that take you off Indeed or take you off the third party site and bring them straight to you, you have to do a whole application for them. So that actually takes more time. So, but I'll be doing this today. Must have 2 years of experience in medium or large TV market in familiar field. Already got that. College degree preferred. Already got that. Must be able to work multiple projects at once. I do that all the time. Hit tight deadlines. Working on that. Be strong communicator. I can do that. I have that. I have a strong conceptual skills with ability to direct talent. Oh, I'm a director. I can do that. See, it's all the jobs you can do. It says in which way do you want to do them, right? So clearly I can apply. I apply for this job. I qualify for this job. I don't know exactly. It didn't say the pay. Oh, it does. It does. No, is this the one? No, this is another one I was looking at. The detective. Look, check it out. There's another job. Let's see, where is it at? Is it this one? All right, here's another job I looked for. So this is okay. So I did. They're kind of the three are kind of all. Two are like radio TV stations, and then the other one is a Texas Department of Public Safety. Let's see what this is all about. So let's see. So with this one, with the Michael Strahan Fox job, so I'll be working. You working in the studio. You're working with talent. So basically, I'm assuming you're gonna write up the sketch. Talent actually means just the actor or the actors or the performers or actresses you're gonna have. So a day shoot they probably shoot everything in a day, or probably write. It's probably like they probably have like a Friday deadline, right? And they probably meet on Monday. They talk about it. And Tuesday they start working at it. Wednesday they actually film it, and Thursday they finish editing and have it done by Friday. That's kind of what I'm assuming, right? That's all I've done before. With Electrònico Fantastico, the show I'm throwing next week, the one I need to start promoting today. That show is a lot like that. I have video sketch comedy, and I'm directing, and I'm writing, and I'm producing. So this all kind of works in that stage as in real life. Now that translates to here when I can show you what I've created. I actually need to upload 2 videos that I did. I just can't. I suck at color correcting, so I need to work on that one. So that'll be a good project for me to do. Because today I do have just a few things. Today's just podcasting day, so podcasting and editing, which I'm a little bit ahead of. I need to troubleshoot the issues I've been having with the third third mic, why it's not working. So I would like to get on that right now when I'm done with this. But that was a job I'm going to apply for. This other one is one I'm really looking into. This one probably helped me. This is like right up my alley. Here we go. Univision. This is a full-time. This posted 28 days ago. About the role and team. Community Empowerment Coordinator reports to Director of Community Empowerment and assists in different areas, community partnerships, projects related to stations, partnerships with companies, governmental, and nonprofit organizations, as well as community events. Content creator, producer, production of the local weekly community affairs program, as well as public service announcements and digital content, so PSAs and just that DC digital content, local FCC, Federal Commission, Communications Commission compliance, maintain the online public and inspection file, issues program list. I guess that's just stuff you have to do. Employee engagement efforts. About you. You are passionate about community outreach. I am. Engagement and development. And you are experienced in building relationships and coordinating event logistics. You can create content that relevant to Hispanic community. I am. You have I don't look like the stereotype. This is the hard part with me. You have a positive attitude. I do. Are a team player. I am. And no challenge is too large because you are accustomed to working to a fast-paced environment, and I do. So there's a lot of this experience here I'm talking about. And also remember, I keep saying once you hit day 14, day 15, we're at day 15. It just starts making sense. Everything starts clearing up. So I have more of a precise accuracy. And plus, I have 14 more days of me just talking. I don't want to have. I need actions. We need to get stuff going. Like I said, when you first started working at a job, and this is a pretend store, right? You got 2 weeks of buffer period. I'm out of that. That was yesterday. So now I'm running into the second half of the month of doing this. So um, this is where it starts to get a little bit tighter. So we're like, all right, you got 2 more weeks. We're trying not to mess up. I did mess up on one little thing today. I forgot to switch one of the numbers, but I forgot I added it. So now I'm aware of it again. But out of that, I caught myself on a lot of things that I was like, all right, can't be too fast, slow down, get this going. But yeah, what do you call it? Like I was looking at the relevant to Hispanic community. Well, I'm trying to be one of the leaders. Stop joking. I just think it's funny. Because I don't look like the stereotype. I get a lot of crap, a lot of flack. So my comedy, my writing has been adjusting more to that because it's obvious. So I don't pay attention to it. I don't really care. I don't look at someone and say like, why do you look like this and don't act like that? I don't know. I don't know where people are from. I don't know where people grew up. And we're all being raised by this little box. I got raised by the big box. This is a little box now. It's the same thing. So where do we feel more comfortable? It's also like when I applied within my job, where I have my current job. Over a month ago, I applied within positions within my current job. They're just one bump up, and nothing. They don't like me. It's easy. I think it's also like gatekeeping is like a thing where it's everything happening now. Like, oh, this person applied. Let me just look them up. Oh, is this person? They look like that. I don't want to work with them. That's just how it is. I would say it's not like that, but I've been around too many people that do that, and I know too many hiring people that have done that. And yeah, I see. This is why I really like put up a smoke signal with this thing, because you're gonna find out who I am through spending time with me, find out what I'm doing and where I'm going and that kind of stuff. Because there's too many gatekeepers. So this job seems like right up my alley, but they could look at me and be like, yeah, right, you're not Hispanic. And I gotta bust out with all my Mexican stuff. Nah, just playing. I think it's just I think like this is stuff right I can do. Your day-to-day community partnership assists with the planning and logistics of community events campaigns. Work closely with promotion, sales, and news to execute community events. Help create agreements with community organizers. Create event recaps. This is kind of like that Cesar Chavez. I still got it in here. The quote I did the other day. Persistence. First have the dream, then persistence. Perceive. Content creator, producer assists with production of local weekly community affair programs. Schedule, manage, and maintain TV, radio, PSAs. This is the same thing, right? Basically the same thing they're looking for. I'm pretty sure these jobs are probably going to play not a whole lot, like as in what they offer, but enough, or probably more than what I'm making now. So I'm okay with applying for these, because these are things I already do, and I can prove that I do these things because I have videos. So that's what I'm saying. My resume, I think what I'm working on today is outside of the podcast, I gotta work on promotional work. I work on my business cards, all that stuff. But I think when I'm applying for these jobs, I think this is gonna take time, because it's basically I have till 2:30 today to get all this stuff done, and that's a lot of time for me, because once 2:30 comes, I gotta go to the hill country to go get a little buzz cut, because I'm doing photos this weekend, and after that I'm gonna go up to north to go to do the podcasting. So it's all kind of at the end, and that's going to be at 8:00. So I'll be done like at 10. So I'll be able to just come home and sleep and then get ready for tomorrow. So I have to get everything done right now. The fact that we had broken up sleep last night really hurt me, but I like it because I'm wide awake right now. I'm wide awake right now. So, but yeah, I started seeing these little things and freaked me out a little bit. The week before, 2 weeks before, he had 103 fever. So it's like, I, as much as I'm focusing on this, I gotta look back and take care of, because I do spend a lot of time in here, and I do things like this. So family is important. So you want to spend time with your family and make sure they're always taken care of. So when your colleagues or when your men are down, you gotta make sure you rehabilitate them to their to homeostasis, to a better feeling, So let's see. All right. So this is the third job I'll be applying to. And this one, look at this one looks, dude. Look at the job description on this bad boy. I'll even zoom it in for you. Nah, let's see. So this is the. I think they need a little help here. Compared to that Television and Fox News, this one might be the one I get. Some probably not. We don't need any of that fancy stuff. We didn't need you to let people know what we need. Uh, Texas Department of Public Safety, primary location, Texas, Austin. I'm also showing these people that are applying for it. Man, I want to take this job. Please apply here for it. We could do it. I just think it's funny. Just find jobs like these. Like this, I don't know. These jobs are always hiring, so they're always like have a high turnover rate, anyways. So it's not really like if somebody gets the job before me or gets the job because of me, it doesn't mean that they probably pay around 40K if that. Someone paid like years ago they paid 20, 25K. They don't pay a whole lot. That's why a lot of people don't really apply to these. But I have to start somewhere, and I'm too old to be sitting around waiting. So I don't wait anyways. So we'll go to things. If they don't want me, we'll keep creating. This is what we're doing. We're content creating. Sounds funny, but we're already with me day 15, Jer. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep checking out where we need to go, and we're projecting what we're doing. See what I'm doing? So I already have the setup for this is like this. I did this in like 3 minutes. So that takes 3 minutes of time. If I had an hour to do it, that gives me 57 more minutes to put into something else. Watch TV, write, whatever. But I'm learning my time efficiency, how to do it quick, because I also work off my phone. So if somebody needs something and they text me and they need it then, I can just work on my phone. I have limitations because I do more on the laptop, but I can do that. Get back things sent out, signatures, whatever. But so I'd rather not. Like I got to learn how to get fast at doing that because I'll be with family and friends and whatever. So I learned to knock that out. But it's really good to just cut it all off and spend time with family and then do work, family, and then just don't try to blend them because one is gonna need an answer right then and there, and then the other one's gonna have a moment that's gonna pass. You're either gonna pass, you're gonna wait for that answer and you're gonna get some, and then you're gonna lose the moment, or you're gonna stay in the moment and you're gonna lose the business because they're not gonna wait for you. I'm more on the later one that they can leave because this is more important for me because this vessel just moves with or without me, and if I'm not around, I can't be relevant. And this is what I'm learning about the work environment, work things. If you're not around, you're not irrelevant. A lot of the motivational speeches that I listen to are always saying you want to be sure you're the guy that people know that you are, the video guy, the movie guy, the podcaster, the streamer, the artist. You want to make sure people know you do all that. So how do you do it? You have to show them. And a lot of this stuff sucks because when we first started, it's literally us with our camera and trying to get going, and we just start like that, and you work your way into production. You build your own little thing. I mean, I built myself a fortress of solitude, a shed to be in, so to speak. But like I'm going this far so I can spend more time in here. And a lot of this stuff we can do at home. You don't need to do a lot of this stuff on location. But they want to see progress. They don't want. You see me like right now, and I'm gone. And I come back tomorrow, and I don't have anything, or something like this happen. We got to postpone. They want to see that it's right there. But either way, I'm focused on my kid. So if they were to tell me, hey, you can't come in, you have to come in because you're a kid, I'm like, nah, like I could do this from home. I can literally do all this. So, and that's the issue with me, I guess I would say as a hiring manager. It's not that I'm not going to comply. It's I'm going to put my priorities first. Work is a priority, but I've put myself in a point to where I can pause it and come back to it. I can't pause my family. I can't do that. So, yeah. Closing date ongoing, meaning that they'll keep going. Job posted over about to be a month ago. So this one is so you also got to submit work through the WIT, the Texas Workforce. So this is very deferring to like have to apply, do all this. This is like auditions, right? You go through all this, and you might not get anything at the end, and you might have something. I've been wanting. I bought these 2 new acting books. Can't even crack into them because I'm gearing here. So I'm slopping the things that I usually do that slow me down a little bit or distract me. Like I didn't have any time to do anything yesterday really. So I'm learning. All right, we're no. I already know this. You're just watching how I maneuver, how I do things. So from day 13 when I say this, it's a day 16 until we see that, or day 17 because Friday I'm gonna leave early. To Dallas. I was planning to leave Thursday night, but we're being inducted to the PTA, so we got to go to that. So I might just stay for Thursday night and hang out, and then just leave early Friday, and then hang out Friday because my check-in is not till like 3, and then the hotel's across the street from the convention. So you check in at 3, and then the line already starts at 3. It's for the convention, and I didn't get VIP this year like I did. I used it like I did last year, so I'm going to play it by ear, but I am trying to get the main things. The conventions I've done enough where I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. This is my thing. I'm gonna come. Um, David Arquette, Joe Dante, Lynn Shay, D Wallace. Those are my five. And those are already expensive right there, but that's not even expensive. I'm going for the top notch stuff, you know. Um, that would be cool. And then just to walk around and interview people and find out what the new horror movies are coming out. We'll find out what's the genre. What are we looking for? What's 2024 going to end like? What are we looking for in 2025? Get stuff for the video store, bring it back so we can talk about it and we can start promoting it, or get people to like get other filmmakers. I built this platform so we can talk about films and independent stuff, but independent music, independent work. I do have a gentleman that's been reaching out to me to promote their music, and I haven't quite had time to do it yet, and I've said I would. It's also more of a My Manic Mondays thing, but maybe I could do that here. Maybe promote some people, promote some businesses. I mean, this is a different show. Um, this show is to just show the grind, and My Manic Mondays is the weekly recap. And then if you really want to know how it was a couple of years ago, just go watch side by side movies of Ben Garrett and CJ Robles. Pick a movie that you've seen that you like. And all forewarning, we got started. We just kind of stuck with comedies. There are some dark horror movies in there that are super dark. And then we also, but I mean, this is what I do like. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and somebody said, I kind of felt it like the way I do it, but I like the way somebody said, um, it helped me clean up myself. And that's what I like doing. And it helped me clean up I was listening to myself a lot, and I was like, cause I have to edit the videos, and I listen to audio, and I was like, God, I sound like an idiot. Like here I am holding myself at a different standard, and I'm just like, what's the point if you're just always joking around like an idiot? So if you see a maturity in me from then till now, yeah, I'm also, it's pandemic. I was going loony. I had a Ben kind of saved me. Was like, hey, let me help you out, buddy. Let's do this together. So we've been stuck on a few episodes. Like this happens to us. We've been stuck because life happens. I like when Ben was ready. I dropped the ball, so we've been waiting for Ben. But Ben's got a whole new like before we started towards that, he's like leveled up. He's done all this stuff. I've been kind of just I've tended to do the CJ thing, just kind of always make sure everybody else is okay. So now I'm making sure myself is okay. So we're working towards this. I've set myself up everything to go this way. If we didn't have the internet and we didn't have this, you would not see me here. I'd be physically be applying to every job, been physically going places. I would be there and being like, who's the hiring manager? Let me make friends with them. Let's do that. Like, so now this is the way a hiring manager can be friends with me without even getting to meet me. One thing I did do well on 2021 and 2022 on these online auditions, I got feedback. And even with the auditions I did for, or the interviews I had, because I have like 8 interviews with one company, and they still would give me second place. Like, that's a lot, and that's waiting. That's usually like a month of waiting. So they'd always say, like, the audition said, "Oh, you didn't, well, the part wasn't really for you, but we loved your voice. We got that. Oh, you're the guy with the voice. You're the guy with the voice." So I'm learning to work on the voice acting. Would like to work on that, but my voice from then till now is different. So we kind of grew, I kind of grew doing that. So that's a personality of me. I'm mature now. Working this way goes that way. But hey, I got a comment. Oh, great. Does having a strong wife make it easier to pursue these things? Balancing the son and family, by the way. I was planning on being here for Monday. I just dropped the ball. There's always next week. It's all right, bro. I was exhausted. I lost weight. Does having a yeah, dude. It's funny, right? You picked up on that. Yeah, yeah, it's priorities, man. She's this is her world, right? I just happen to be living in it, but in it, I am the gardener, I am the renovator, I'm the contractor, I'm everything. But I'm like the slapstick dad. This past weekend, I'm the one that runs around. I'm the one that gets chased. I'm the one that, because it's like the kids, they're just so small right now. They're in kindergarten, and they're gonna be this horrible age called preteen, and then they're gonna be a teenager for like 6 years, and I'm gonna like hate them that much. But till we get there, let's give them something to love us about. Let's give them something to. I'm joking. I think the balancing is hard. That is where I've found out, because I had to put my foot down a lot, and this is for me. This is me finding ways around me putting my foot down. But it's not like, oh, I need to do this. It's more like it's putting my foot down towards myself. Like, because I'll just dive into it. Whatever you need, whatever you want. Like, today's my day off, right? I wanted to go watch the Transformers movie that they're doing the 40th anniversary, and I was like, I can do that. That's something I need to unwind, but I can't do that because this is something with my kid, I have to do it. And this way, like, it doesn't like mess her work up, and she can still work, and I like spending time with him. He's getting a little spoiled. I can feel it, but that's just any 6-year-old, I believe. That's what they tell me, but I don't know. That's tough because when I first started, when he was, that's why I had to pause. I had to pause because when he first got here, I had this routine and I was killing it. That's why my mind still thought I can do what I could, like an athlete. Like, I've been playing. These people don't have me. I got them, and then without knowing, you're in a new game now. You're older, so my mind still thought I can do. So a lot of deadlines I wasn't hitting because, I remember distinctively during Thanksgiving in 2021, my kid was 3, and they were like, or no, was it Thanksgiving 2020? Might have been. No, it was 2021. They were like, I had a deadline for a project, and the creative director was, and they weren't paying me at that. So I'll say this is why I was also taking my time, but they're jumping on me about getting the project done, and I wasn't doing it. I was like, it's simple, just you're taking. I was like, oh, is this what you need? And communication. But then, like, it was Thanksgiving, and my family was like, shut it down, or or, oh no, yeah, shut it down, and I didn't, and I go, I'll do it later, and then I kind of missed like the eating, and I was like, oh crap. So I shut down, and this is at my mom's house. So I shut it down, and then I got all these emails and text messages like telling me off, and I was like, wait a minute, you're not even paying me. Why the fuck am I like, why am I bothered by this? So I just realized that's how the people are. So what happened was, so 2020 happened, we got stuck. 2019, I just got on my groove of conventions. Prior to this, I just been working. I've been working events, catering, partying, parties, bartending, what I just kind of stayed in that realm of fun, whatever. And then as I went to school, all my 30s, basically, well, all my 20s and 30s, I was in school, college. So what happened was when 2020 happened, I felt like I found my joy in the 2019 conventions, and then we got slammed, and I lost all my outlets for my mental health. Oh man, keep in mind, I'm on my mental health all the time. All my outlets that I had were all physical outlets: basketball, waiting tables, running, going to conventions. I had to physically go places. And then when we got shut down, my first thing was like, I'm scared because I don't have those outlets anymore. I got to find something to do. And I was still drinking at the time. And I noticed I was starting to ramp it up a lot because I was making like bomb ass margaritas, and I was finishing a whole 750 milliliter in like one sitting. I was like, this is not healthy. So the first thing I started doing was gardening. I just wanted something I always wanted to do. My grass had a big old burn spot, so I was like, that's perfect. I'll start the garden there. And but the thing with gardening is you set it, and then you have to forget it, but you maintain it. So you have to go to it, like, you should check it out every day, but it's not a high maintenance thing until it becomes high maintenance, meaning like bugs and insects and stuff start and when you have a harvest. So I started doing that. Then I started getting into the podcasting, and that kind of with Ben and doing the streaming. So that kind of got me to practice timing and whatever. But the issue was in 2021, 2022, we had all the lifts come off, and I hit it hard. JR, I hit it hard, dude. I was hitting every convention, every movie event, anything I could do, any acting, and then I keep in mind, I've been working at the theater on Saturday night. So every Saturday night I'm working at the theater. I'm not at home at the time, Now it's different. Now I'm moving around. So at the time, and finally 2023 was about to start, and I had some things lined up that I was going to be like, great. But in that November time frame, again, so 2 years had passed. And then I got cornered by my family, by the fist that rules me, I guess. And they had told me like, hey, you can keep doing this, or we can leave, or we can we can find a medium. So I went with the medium, right? And that's what I've been doing. So I feel like I'm a genie that's slowly getting out of the bottle. I've probably used up all my wishes, or I haven't used any of them, but I'm learning how to like be not trapped in the bottle, but also be present. But I think that was good for them because that was going on. That was the beginning of last year, so that was in 2022. So yeah, they caught on. They're like, dude, you're never home. You're always doing stuff. You're always working. I was always in here. I was getting at it. I was grinding. I was developing this designer, creator, working on that. And then once that happened, but also I did notice I was looking pretty rough. So when they brought me back, I started doing more things, more active things. But it is tough. The sun thing. Dude, you don't. I was a helicopter parent at first, but I'm not as helicopter. I'm not really at that at all because he's already older. But and a helicopter parent is a parent that just hovers around their kid all the time. But now I just gotta let him do things. I gotta show him how to. He's very emotional as myself, so I have to show him how to process it. So, but the thing is, I just leave him alone. I got a Mortal Kombat arcade machine, the little mini one, and he found that. That's the thing that I used when I was a kid to kick ass, and he's learning. He's like a year or two ahead of when I started learning, but he's learning it, so that's fun. But spending time with, I never thought I just bought that. My mom got me that thing. She says, I have some extra money. You want something? I saw this for you. Like, sure. So she bought it for me. And, it's just a Mortal Kombat arcade thing. Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and a few other games. And I never thought that I was going to be sitting here with my kid teaching him Mortal Kombat. It seems like an older game, and people are playing the X and 11 and 12 and all these 13, and it's cool. I like to teach them analog because the iPhone is just, where we at? This is it, man. I never realized until the other neighborhood kids started coming over and playing Mortal Kombat or the other games that the analog is actually better. But thanks for coming by Monday. Yeah, Mondays is that's what I'm doing, because I broke off a little bit from my Manic Mondays. I'd gone like I'd do them like every other week, and I was consistent. And even at that, I look at my other episodes and like they're not a waste. Even if you don't get anything, it's me figuring it out. If it took me 80 attempts, it took me 80 attempts. What did it take? What is it? It took. I'm not getting all the name. Not Eisenhower. What's his name? Not Einstein. Not Alexander Bell. Is it Bell? No, the guy invented the electricity. Anyways, would it take 1,111 tries? If we would have given up at 1,000, we wouldn't have electricity. So we have he took a little more tries after 1,000, and we got electricity, right? So this is what I'm doing. I'm just my attempts, but it is tough, man. It is tough if you're not balanced, because it's gonna hit you. It's gonna come at you like this, and if you're not balanced, you're gonna run, you're gonna fight it, or you're gonna freeze. So I froze and be like, all right, do I want to run? Do I want to go fight or flight? I'm like, I'm not gonna fight my family, so I gotta learn. I gotta do it. But a lot of things is I am hands-on dad. I didn't have a hands-on dad. My dad, whatever, man. I don't want to talk bad about him. He watches this stuff now, so every time I talk about him, he calls me. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, now you call. So it's like, I'm not trying to go that route. But I do. It is what it is. And plus, I'm 40. Why the hell am I gonna still be crying about something that happened like 10 years ago? I know. I was 5 years now. It's funny. I just don't care anymore. That time has passed. Now I'm moving forward. Now it would be different if I was sitting here in the same position with no family and just kind of just being myself and trying to figure it out and still partying and doing all that stuff. I grew up on the Texas border in Mexico, so I started drinking at 15 and partying and not knowing that that's not healthy. Not everyone does it. So not knowing that. So, you move to Austin and have 6th Street. So it's just like an upgrade version of where I was at. So it kind of kept the trend going. So now I'm also through the partying and through that, I found work through that, because I found that you could be a bartender, you could be a bar back, you could be a waiter, and you can make money. I've been through so many South by Southwest events that I've met people, I'm sure, that are very famous and popular in certain scenes that I'm not aware of, and I would hang out with them for like a week and not even know how big they were, because I didn't know about the following. I didn't care. I wasn't trying to I don't know. At the time, I wasn't feeling presentable or whatever. I was just learning to grind. But I would do all these jobs and get into behind the scenes stuff, and I like that. I'd rather work than be in the front getting drunk. Because plus you get drunk anyways, or you get drunk at the end, so it doesn't matter, right? So I started to learn. So now I'm looking at it like, we have a bunch of tech here. The tech is in Austin. We have a lot of tech. We have a lot of this. How do I get this? How do I figure this out? Well, we're just going to get into it. We're going to dig into it. And this is actually holding me accountable, because Jared, as long as you show up, and you did check me the other day, I'll respond. I'll be reciprocal to the people that are putting the time in with me. And if you have any suggestions or ideas, we'll do it. I mean, I do like that you asked about that. It is hard. And it's funny when straight with the strong wife thing, because he knows. Yeah, dude, let's just put it this way. It doesn't make me any better or any worse. It keeps me present. Because if you're a piece of crap, you're going to be a piece of crap no matter what. And, you have your good days and your bad days, but you got to still show up. And if you're going to be a good person or be a good dad, you're going to have to show up. And if you show up and I'm on my phone the whole time, or I'm talking, or business, all that stuff. I mean, I saw my mother's a businesswoman. I saw my mother go through this phase of just constantly, once the cell phones came out, she was like, I got to have one of those. I can do more business. But it's like, all right, cool. You got a cell phone. Now you can get a hold of me. And I was I think my brother and I, growing up in our border town, were one of the first kids to to get a lot of the technology, a lot of the cell phones, computers. I think I honestly, I want to say I'm the first guy to get the PlayStation 1 because I didn't get it in my hometown. I had to get it in the adjacent hometown that's like 45 minutes away. And we showed up late to this. Here's the thing I love about my mom. You know, this is just Mother's Day past, right? She'll make things. She knows, like, I don't know how to give a hug. I don't know how I'm just a worker, you know, even like from her hierarchy and her like 7 siblings, or was she 8 or forget, but even her, she's like one of the top ones. So she's always had to like work and take care of the younger ones. So I'm trying to, when I'm looking at everything, I'm looking at there's tech jobs that pay this or that. I'm qualified. I'm good enough. How do I get in? Because I would like to reimburse and be able to take my mom out of the work environment and just put her and just retire her. And that way I can take it up from here. Because it feels weird when, you know, you want to follow in your father's footsteps. I don't have that. Those footsteps, they end up right away. I have to make my own footsteps, but I would like to do that. So this is me opening up. This is me being honest. But you know, when you find work, and you have to, you know, you turn things around. But the thing is, when I was single from like basically all my 20s. I had a bad breakup when I was 21. I just said no more. And then when I got closer to 30, I had to be more open about it. And then I dated so many girls, or it was just whatever they call me. What do you call it? Because I wasn't their boyfriend, and they didn't want me to be. So I was all right, whatever. So as I met her, and it just kind of like was serious. Like, hey, well, she's older too, so she was like, hey, are we gonna do this or what? And I said, sure. Let's try this relationship thing out. Hey, I think I'm doing pretty good. But it wasn't. I'd already done a 180, so I was already cleaning my life up. I already stopped doing drugs. I already stopped partying, kind of in that sense. And that and the deeper, darker. If you go in the video store, I already kind of stepped out of the dark room that you're not really supposed to hang out in, the dark part. So I stepped out, but I think having that helped me have more goals. Or when I failed a goal, it made me feel really bad. Like, it made me feel to the point where I didn't just let myself down. Because it's different when you let somebody that you love down. It seems like it's okay because you love them and you're gonna keep loving them, and you'll try harder to not do that again. But when you let somebody down that loves you, that hurts. That's scarring. That's like, oh, I messed up. So I use a lot of the stuff I've learned in my past to go forward and work related. But yeah, I would like to be in my field. I always think about, if you think of the movies like Look Who's Talking 1, 2, and 3, those movies from the 90s. If you pay attention to the John Travolta character, the dad, he does on every movie. He's evolving. He starts from being a cab driver to a pilot. So there is an arc here. There is a progression here. You know, so it's good. Like, I'm looking at it like, all right, I was a cab guy. Now I'm looking at it like, how do I get into the pilot? How do I get to navigate this thing? I built a space station. I have a spacecraft. Now I need to give people rides or give them tours, or what are we doing? You know, but a lot of it is just being imaginative and hanging out and having fun. You know, it is funny when I have people with me. I do last a lot longer than the stream. Thank you. But yeah, man. You know, we dropped the ball Monday. I should be posting out. Like, well, the cool thing is I've already projected this show. I've already projected everything, so I already have everything filled out. Like, I don't have to do it anymore. With my Manic Mondays, I just kind of like, I know I'm gonna, depending on stand-up on my when I go, but I went number 4 last time, and I went 5 the week before. I think I'm gonna keep going at the beginning just to get it over with. But yeah, I'm at number 18 attempts now. Monday will be 18. But scheduling, I want to get my schedule so where I do Monday night and Tuesday night stand up, and then I think there's a Sunday I can do. So if I can do for month of June, July, and a little bit of August, I know I'm gonna miss a Sunday in June, but if I can do it where I can do those 3 nights, I want to see how it feels being a public speaker, doing open mics, stand up. I want to see how it feels with just like working the same set 3 nights in a row, 3 different locations. Because I'm basically at the same spot, and it just feels like now I'm talking to a bunch of dudes that I see all the time. That, you know, it's rough. It's rough, but I like it. We have nothing better to do. I'm gonna observe and report for you guys. I'm gonna be a real journalist. I'm gonna show you through experience and through other things. Also, I have a lot of stuff I need to archive. I'm not putting any time into that because that's going to take a lot of time to go look for, but I have a lot of video that I would like to share. Outside of the conventions, I will archive those. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll be applying for these 3 jobs today. This minimum. We're going to see where we're at. And then later on, you know, if we're on day 45, let's say we keep going, and we're on day 45, or we're on the second attempt of this, and you're like, whatever happened to those jobs? Let's go find out, because I'm so curious. When I text hiring managers directly, that I'm ready to work, and they tell me, sure, I'll give you a call later. And so we can't sit around and wait and be like, I had a shot. And we make our shot. We make clutch. If there's time on the clock, we shoot. I will have to say, my dad gave me that advice. He's gave me 3 advice things when I was a kid, and I kind of stuck in my head. And I hate it, but they actually do. They do work. But for me, in a basketball game, I mean, I've hit a full court shot in my league twice, and I hit a 1 half court shot, and just playing around at the halftime. But even the 1 full court shot I hit, we're up by 19, and I threw I chunked it, and we hit it, and we're up by 22. And that's when Marco came up to me and goes, "You, sir, are an a-hole." And I was like, I made this shot. Be happy. It's a rec game. But long as there's a time on that clock, you shoot, take your shots. And when I say shoot, don't force a shot. You make the best opportunities. You do what you can. But if you don't have them, shoot. There's time. Shoot. Figure it out. Drive in. And that's what I'm doing right now. We still got time on the clock, right? We're at halftime. We're gonna keep going, figuring out what we're doing, adjusting to have a better third quarter, and then have a fourth quarter. You never know. You might get overtime. You might not. You might not even end the game. But the thing is just to play it, and that's what we're doing. I wanted to say that when you work like at a place that has like a mill or a lumber, I guess that's a mill. I mean a dock. So like if you're at like someplace like coastal that has the ocean. Like a lot of the jobs there, or like on the border, immigration, a lot of those jobs there are going to they're going to benefit the local establishment. They're going to benefit, like where I grew up, I had an Air Force base, Laughlin Air Force Base, and people would like want a job at Laughlin. And then I would get on base all the time because the best basketball players get invited. So I was always invited. And also my friends were there. So I think by default I was invited. Or we need a 10th guy, get in here. What do you call it? I would go on base, and then we would go around, go to the BX or the bowling alley, and I'd see people from my hometown in there working. I'm like, well, what are you doing here? I'll just work. I got permission. That's all I do. But at the time, when minimum wage was like $5-7, some people were getting like $12-11 just to work that because it's the base. They're gonna pay you, and that's not a lot outside of that. But there, it's a lot, right? So I'm doing that. That's my approach. I kind of thought about like if we worked at the mill, let's go check out the mill jobs. Let's go see if I might not be the guy that'd be like, hey, we're not on the line. Yeah, but there's other jobs. There's accounting, there's office work, there's negotiating, there's sales. Let's find something in that realm. Which this is why I keep sticking with movies and cinema, because when I took a class one time about movie making, they did tell us like if you want to work, oh man, I totally remember what Clay said. If you want to work in movies, just work around movies. Then that's kind of where I got the idea of like you want to work in the docks, go around the docks. But it's also got to the point where I'm not a lumberjack, or I'm not a boat guy, so I can't get on the boat. I wouldn't be able to go out there and get the dangerous crab meat or whatever. What else can I do? So we find out what else what pays, or what can it be, or maybe like a restaurant. I've worked every position in a restaurant. I think it's like now time to make my own restaurant. You know what I mean? Like I could work in the business. I just can't work for someone else. And if I had to, I would, if it was like a mentorship to get me somewhere else. But if it's not lucrative, I gotta let it go. But my whole day changed today because now I'm 9:35. We got 16 minutes to hit an hour. Let's get there, right? But this is cool because in my head I'm excited because I've set myself up for these episodes. So when I woke up this morning at 7:52, I was like, I'm gonna relax a little bit. I'm gonna process it because it was it's broken sleep, but there's no excuse. The show has to go on. We still have to work. We still got to do what we got to do. We got to put bread on the table. We got to provide. That's my main thing. Provide. I want to be able to provide in the environment that which I can be because I work. You walk. Look, let's get real for a second. My job. I work behind the conglomerate corporate grocery stores / retail stores. And you see a lot of people working back there, moving around, beer, wine, produce. You just see them bring around a lot of different things. I would never have questioned this until I got hurt from just walking. But the plantar fasciitis felt like a broken foot. I keep calling it a broken foot because I didn't really know how to do it. It's a muscle in your foot that kind of keeps it the foot together to kind of go up and down. But it's a band, and you put too much stress on it. And I was stressing out about work. It'll too much stress will break it. So it broke, and it popped on Christmas Eve, and that was a gift. And it's funny. This is the joke I've been saying. My son came up to me the day before, and he said, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? I'm writing my Christmas list. What do you want from Christmas? I'll tell Santa. I'll let Santa know. I said, you know what, son? What I want, you can ask the old jolly Saint Nick. Tell him to give me a new job. How about that? New job in my work field. Okay, Dad. You wrote it down and walked away. That next day, I remember significantly saying this quote, and I said it, and I said right before I left to go to basketball, I said, "Oh, don't worry, honey. This comedy thing that I'm doing with the open mics next year, it's gonna be just me and just figuring it out. It's gonna take me a long time to get good, so it's gonna be like a 10-year journey. So we're gonna figure it out. Basketball, I still got about 10 years left of basketball. So as I'm transitioning out of basketball, we can transition to comedy." Snap, crackle, and pop. Couldn't even walk. Barely drive. I drive my vehicle standard, so I couldn't use my left foot at all, so I couldn't even get around. So plans change, gears change. It forced me to get on stage now because that's all I could only do was stand up. So that's what I got into writing. I took a class with Ty Gwynn. I have it in me. I have the background of a comedian. The abandonment, the bullying, all that stuff, the not feeling the selfless, the no confidence. I have all that stuff, so I can do this. Usually, when you're around comics, you start finding the organic thing we have. So, but also too, I like being around comics because you can't talk the way you can on these things, and they're controlled. And comics, we tend to just be a little bit, I'm an open micer. They tend to be a little bit more, just not even honest. Just they'll talk about what's on their mind without having to like. There are some comics that have an image and they're popular, so they have to watch what they say. But other down to earth people, I prefer them. And the reason I share all that with you is because my son was right. Santa Claus does exist. He goes, "Oh, I forgot. There's CJ." I did a move. I did just slow too. I crossed somebody up and I just went slow and couldn't get. I heard a pop. I felt pain and then I couldn't walk. And I felt happy. I felt relief. It felt like this because I couldn't project myself in the future really being stuck at this job and trying to figure out how to get out and how to do it. And then I started doing stand-up. I put on a show. I've done 2 videos, like I can at least say I've done for my show. I'm putting the work in now. So it takes time. I also had to heal. And I also learned about my coaching abilities in my rec league. I had to coach. I went 7-1. We went back to back. The year before I was the MVP. So it really... we lost 2 games the year before. So in what did we go 13-3 with 2 championships in the last 2 years. So and we just drafted the other day, and then my hip hurting. It's already getting in my head like I want to get out. I need to get out. So I do got some events that maybe I'm like I shouldn't be silly, but also now I'm also applying for these jobs because these jobs will be jobs in my field. I'm also might have to apply for other jobs just to make some income. But I'm staying in the field. You guys are keeping me in line. This is why we're doing this. I'm holding myself accountable, but I'm helping y'all help me because that way we go together. We're doing something. You know how it sounds funny a year from now when you say, "Dad, help this guy get a job," and now every time I comment, he responds to it, and we help him out. It's so cool. It's like a journey. It's like we're Dungeons and Dragons. We're on a fantasy quest here. We're figuring it out. We're on a sci-fi journey, but. See, now I've got 10 minutes left. I can do this. This is easy for me. Personality-wise, I don't think I'm the most likable guy because I'm pretty direct. Finding that out about myself because, I don't know, with that journalist in me, really, I try not to pick on people. It's like a journalist-comedian combination thing I have going that's comedian, journalist, comedian, JCC. The signs are there, people. You just gotta read them. Man finds out his job is in his title. So let's do. It's silly. My son's initials are MC in Marvel Comics. I grew up loving Marvel Comics. I never thought to name him and give him initials MC. CJ. I remember when we were younger, it'd be like, "You're the reverse Jesus. There's Jesus Christ, and you're goddamn CJ." That was funny. Yeah, thinking. See, got my brain going. But right now, I do need to get with I need to troubleshoot. So on my list that I had yesterday, let's go look at it real quick. So the episodes will be ready. I got to troubleshoot the business cards and all that stuff. Like I said, I have a June 1st launch date for my Manic movies. We got to work on some video clips, some ideas. Yeah, I think this is a lot to ask for somebody, but I think I can do this. I think I can have this done. For sure, the top part, I have to have it done by today. The middle part, I'm probably not going to get to it. Probably save it for tomorrow. Today, I do have to start hitting on the. So I'm going to skip that middle part, and we're going to go to the ending. There's actually no order to this, as long as that first part is done, because that's a must. But let's see. Yeah. No, I could do all that other stuff real quick. The other thing is, I kind of want to record myself doing it, but I don't. That takes time, and that's gonna take time for editing and all that. Maybe do a live stream, but then I have so we'll see. I really don't like doing too many videos where it's gonna take time. That's not gonna lead to anything. But sometimes I like making videos. Also, I need to make some with my son because he wants to trying to make some with me. We want to make Lego videos, and he wants to make Minecraft videos and Wildcraft videos. So I have another client. So at those, and I just kind of want to those I will just organically make. Like we'll just piece them together. We don't even have to make sense. What do you want to shoot? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I would prefer to him be with me learning how to do all this than to be on the phone playing Minecraft all day. I can't stand that. So I look at my like when I was a kid, and I would play Super Nintendo all day. And so I do have like bad posture because I'm a gamer. So I've been all my life. I even have like I have a brace I put on so I can keep me in my posture back because but I would say if I go back and I was where now and I see my kid playing the Super Nintendo all day, I'd be a little bit worried because I would have grown up with nothing, maybe Pong or Atari. But I grew up with Nintendo. I grew up with Super Nintendo. I'm worried more about the phone because you don't have interaction. But like I said, we have the arcade game. So that being said, but that time, and I'm bringing this up because finding the balance, the timing is the issue. I don't have friends. I'll tell you that much, Jared. I don't have friends. I do have friends. You guys can be my friends, online friends. I do have people that I meet at conventions, and those are my friends. But I don't have a daily person I hang out physically. I have people I can call. I still have childhood friends that I FaceTime all the time and mess with them. That's always the fun part too, because a lot of people are like, "When are you gonna have another kid? When are you gonna have a third kid? You do have more kids?" Like, nah, man. We're this is my kid. My other jobs are my babies. Once they start growing and I can afford a physical kid, maybe. But till then, I see too many of my friends that I call them and they're just like, I got a lot of buddies that didn't have kids, and then all of a sudden they have 5 kids. Like they got close to 40, and then they made 2. They got 2 with the girl, and then they got bought a third or fifth one or whatever. There's so many stories I'm finding out. Or a sister couldn't take care of their kid, so they gave it to the other sister, and that's my friend's wife. Stuff like that. So those are real problems, real issues. I try to my thing is any issues that we have to nip them in the butt. Not getting a job, we better find out what is it me? It's me. Oh, I'm the problem. Okay. Well, I may be the problem to work with here, but the art is going to show my work. The end result is going to be because I've worked on so many sets with so many people that are pains in the A, and they still make it. I was in denial that you had to be like an artist or be crazy sometimes with actors. Like I thought it was all a ploy because I was like, I'm not like that. But then my best acting is when I'm like that. And then I started getting more sets and directing people, and I realized it's all bottled. You got to bottle it. It's all timing, lightning in a bottle. You got to time it right because that person might be difficult to work with, but they get cinema. And when you direct them, you tell them to do something. You can tell them to do something all day or give them advice, and they won't follow it. But you get on that set, and they look at you straight in the eyes, and you're like, "What do you need me to do?" And I'm like, "I need you to come in. You're gonna stay composed, and then as soon as you see this, you don't acknowledge it, but then you kind of know what it is, but you don't want to acknowledge it. Then you do acknowledge it, then you freak out. Okay, got it." He's like, "All right, we're going. All right, rolling, action." Ah, all right, good. What you think? No, I like that, but it was a little too quick, a little slower. Okay. I think I got you. Nah, what did I do? So but if I got that in 2-3 takes, what's insane is you'll tell somebody, okay, I'm gonna need you to come in here, and all you gotta do, I'm gonna open the door, camera's gonna pull towards you, and you're gonna go, that's it, okay? All right, got it. That's all you gotta do. All right, ready? Action. Whoa! What do you have your hand in your face? I was like, I didn't. Oh, my bad. Do it again. reset, pull, action. Hey, no, you said hey, we got to do it again, and then you could that can be a repeat in your scene, and you're just like, how do you not know how to do this? But then you tell the loony person to come in and be like, hey, I'm gonna need you to be upside down, blowing bubbles and spinning at the same time. I'm like, okay, and they do it. But then you tell them, they're like, hey, we're having there's a catering food over there. It's like, yeah, I saw it. I just threw it away. It's just all gross food. I don't want it. And I was like, oh, great. Yeah, you threw yours away. No, I threw it all away. It's like, oh, okay. So you know what I mean? Like, you learn the give and take. I was always like, I don't avoid these. And then I was like, well, I'm one of them. I can't avoid them. So I started spending more time with them, and I realized, oh, it's all about how you yourself decide the way you're going to film the day. Know your characters, know your cast, know your people on set. I get asked, how do you like? I got asked, you're back. This is funny. It's just nothing big, but you're a 2-time champion in the AGBO. How are you winning all of a sudden? I go, well, first of all, I won. I was coached by the winningest coach here, so that rubs off. Like, we have a Greg Popovich here, so I rubbed off on me. Second, I know who I'm drafting. Like, I know I've played on teams I got drafted on, and that's why I became a coach. I was like, I can't let my talents go to waste. I would rather prefer to lose with a team that I picked and know that we can get better, opposed to have a better team that gets worse as they lose. If that makes any sense. Like, I'd rather be like, I know these people, I know my team, I know what they're gonna do. And even if you have a hot head, or you have someone but if they listen, if you don't listen, I can't work with you. So that's the things I always like. Talent and skill is gonna come up right away. So those are gonna get snatched up. Where do you go when at the bottom when you need to fill your roster? I'm going. If you're the few things I would like, if you're just at least in shape, but the number one thing I'm going to need is a know-how, basketball, and attitude. You don't have to be the most athletic person. You don't have to have the best. You don't have to be like the best shooter, but you have to know where to stand. You have to understand the thing, but you have to have a good attitude. Where if I tell you, hey, you're in the block for 3 seconds, you can't be there. You get a call. That's why it's called you back to back. And so we don't need turnovers like that. Okay, and then you start working on it. Opposed to telling the person like, hey, you got a 3-second call. I didn't get no 3-second call. The ref just like, man, that's them. I was like, it's like you start to learn your people. You learn, this is the leader in me too. All that motivational stuff I've heard over the years, it's just in me now. I can't help it. I feel like if I would have stayed in like a toxic environment where I would just be kind of the same, but be more bitter. That quote of you die a hero or live long enough to be the villain, I can see it now. I can, after watching X-Men 97, you really get the Magneto feel for him, like why he is the way he is. The difference between a hero and a superhero and a supervillain is just motive. That's it. They're the same. They got the same powers. They have the same things. It's just, what are they doing? Where are they going? But at the same time, like, who's to say you're a hero and who's to say you're a villain? Just be the best you can be, right? So we're gonna leave today's episode because it is a work day, even though I'm off. And then tomorrow we're gonna see, because I'm mentally having trouble finishing my work. If it's breaking me down, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to physically show up to a job that's taking physically my physical abilities away from me. So it's definitely, I'm learning. I'm thinking about finances and thinking about this weekend, and I have like in 2 weeks from there or a month from there, I have another convention and got to finance that. So I'm like, all right, I usually go wild at these things. You'll see when as soon as I post like the last 3 years, because this is my 5th year, or like I guess the last 4 years. Oh, I already posted one. No, I have 3 years of Texas Frightmare that I haven't posted photos. It's probably somewhere amongst like 70 to 80 photos, and I'm only going to get like 5 or 6 this time, and that's okay, because that's not my priority. What is still get the people that I want to get, but it's a different goal now. We're letting them know that there's a video store, an online video store that exists. We're letting to know, what do you call it? We're letting people know what we're doing. We're marketing. We're advertising. This time next week, they're gonna ask me, marketing. What do you do for marketing? I'm like, oh, I just came from a convention and I did this and I did that. So even no matter what the gatekeeper is gonna say, I can go 9 for 9, and they'll still look at me and be like, I don't want to work with that guy. And that's the thing. I got it. It's also crazy. I changed the title to getting more subs. I've been seeing notifications for more subs. My counter hasn't gone up, so I wonder what's going on with that. But we'll figure it out. But I have had, I want to thank the new subs. I got 2 new subs yesterday, so thank you. And then I had got like 3 subs from doing this, and I met JR, and I know Kevin, and we have Pat up in the Pack in the group. Hasn't been in a minute, but Pack shows up at night, probably Sunday, probably Monday. But this is cool. We're gonna keep going. Thanks for showing up today, guys. You showed up and you hung out, and this is what we're doing. I showed up late too, but yeah, I gotta go because I do gotta get to work. I got an hour to get the kid to the clinic, and I gotta figure out some troubleshooting. So that's another thing. But I'll have time. I don't have to be anywhere till 2:30. So, and if all that time I have to take my work with me at the clinic, then I can take some stuff with me because that's just gonna be time for me waiting. But till next time, same CJ channel, same CJ time. All right, we'll see you mañana. Peace. Oh, also don't forget. Tomorrow it's the podcast. I was gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. This is the podcast. Keep an eye out for this. I'm gonna post this. But wait, that didn't kill you. That didn't kill me. He changed the name. That didn't kill you. All right. Well, maybe he did. Maybe I've been saying it wrong. Damn. Wait, I didn't kill me. All right, cool. He's been saying it. I've been saying it wrong. So let me change it. See, I gotta change it all up. See, I'm working. I'm still working. We're outside of that 2 weeks. We're still in that month frame. It's a good thing I called myself out. Let's do this. All right. I'll see y'all.